Alright, this video I'm going to speak more about that Asian girl music video, that KKK racist video. One of the, probably the most racist video I've ever seen in my life. And one of the most disturbing videos I've seen probably in my life. You know, we're so used to seeing a lot of violence, people getting shot and killed and heads getting cut off and things like that. We're so used to seeing things like pornography. I mean, we're so used to all that. But this one right here, it's probably one of the most disturbing videos I've ever seen in my life. None of the scary movies faze me, because I know it's just a movie. But this right here, this racism video, is very disturbing to me. I watched it earlier today, and then I can't get it out of my mind. I mean, it's really disturbing to me. You know, it hits home hard with me because I experienced racism throughout my life. You know, not too long ago, I got wrongfully terminated from being a police officer at Northwestern University and experiencing racism over there for 4 years. Me complaining about it and then them just basically kicking me out just because I complained about it. And just throughout my life, a lot of different experiences dealing with racism, people attacking my race. And usually it's the Caucasians attacking me and the blacks. Sometimes there's blacks that would attack me too. So it's just constantly experiencing this makes me bitter, makes me angry, and just feel like there's no hope. In this music video, they pretty much went all out as far as like disrespecting and stereotyping the Asians completely. You know what I'm saying? They were talking about the slanted eyes thing, making fun of the person for having slanted eyes. And that's something that I experienced early on in life. Maybe when I was around like 5 years old, 6 years old, some little kid did that to me and then started saying the ching chong crap. And then immediately from there, I remember that's what made me start turning to have self-hatred towards myself and my race and my culture and my family, and then got me to turn against my race. At that time is when I started to feel ashamed of speaking Chinese, and I started to basically make fun of my mom the same way that people were making fun of me. I started making fun of my mom, making fun of her accent, making fun of the way she pronounced certain words, just everything, just made fun of her like crazy. Me and my sister did the same thing. We were pretty much just whitewashed or Americanized, and just basically just poking fun at the traditional Chinese way of living and expressing themselves. And that was when I was young and immature, and having that self-hatred for many years. I never got out of that until I became a young adult. It wasn't until I was around the age of 17 that I started to appreciate my culture and my race and my background. And ever since then is when I started to truly appreciate my culture and my race and things like that. But it's just extremely sad and disappointing to see how we've gone through all these years and there's no progress as far as like us uniting, us being more respectful, us being more accepting as human beings. You know, this issue of racism is not getting any better. And essentially it's getting worse. What's pretty much going on is it's just repressed hatred, and when you keep repressing this hatred and you don't really educate people on how to heal themselves from this hatred, nothing gets better. It just keeps getting worse. You know, I mean, there's a lot of backlash about this music video, and I'm glad that there is. I'm glad that they ended up taking the video down. I'm glad that the Asian community is very upset about it. I'm glad that people have been making video responses about it and just speaking so negative about it, pretty much protesting about it. I'm glad that people are stepping up and voicing themselves and how much this behavior should not be accepted. So I'm glad to see that protest. But really, all that's doing is just, it's not solving the problem. You're just making the people go back in their cave and hide their true identity. When these individuals made this video, that was their true selves coming out, and you see the real strong hatred, and you see like the Nazi in them that comes out, and it's there and it's everywhere, and because it's not accepted in society, they keep hiding it, and the more that they keep hiding it, the more powerful it could get. I mean, it's just, it'll come out in many violent ways, in different ways, you know. It's just that this hatred inside is not cured, and people just have to learn to develop this spiritual aspect within themselves that they've been ignoring for so long. And this culture and the society is not helping the people progress spiritually. You know what I mean? This is how they truly feel within, and they want to, they actually view another human to be this way, and all you're doing is refraining them from expressing it, but it doesn't make it disappear from within. That hatred is still within, and that's not being cured, and that's a huge problem. You know, and really, it's a very sad thing. You know, really, we have not progressed. Bruce Lee was going through an immense amount of racism during his time, and now in 2013, things haven't changed at all. Like I said, if anything, it probably got worse. And all that hatred that the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK had towards the blacks, it just transferred and now is directed towards the Asians. That hatred just turned it to another race. The hatred is still there for the blacks, don't get me wrong. It's just that a lot of these KKK members or these Nazi people, they may be afraid to be outrightly racist towards blacks because they know that there could be a violent reaction. But what ends up happening is it starts destroying the black community either way, because you got a KKK or a Nazi person putting down a black, and then the black may react violently, and the next thing you know is the black person that's put in jail, while the Nazi member is still free in society, continuing on with his racism. So it is something that's extremely a huge problem. They keep picking on the Asians because typically the Asians will not react violently. And they just keep bullying them, and I think it's just a very sad thing, you know, experiencing it myself through my life and then seeing it all over the media. This is just the worst that I've ever seen in my life. But movies, a lot of these movies in Hollywood that are produced, you'll see bits and parts constantly, them poking fun of the Asians and just putting them down all the freaking time. And it's just so aggravating to me, to the point where I don't really support any movies out there, really. I don't even watch movies anymore. I don't watch TV, and I just create my own entertainment or just do my own thing, because there's just so much racism out there, and the way it affects us is huge. You know, just watching this music video alone could just program your mind, and it can make you depressed all day. Not just for one day, but it could go on for weeks, it could go on for months, it could go on for years. This type of depression that this media is able to do to people, and it could direct people to have self-hatred, to turn against themselves, turn against their race, and this could last for many years, and maybe possibly even a lifetime. You know, and this woman that was in the video that was basically promoting this racism, being an Asian woman herself, promoting this type of racism is extremely disappointing. And it's not surprising, because they're always going to be able to find some sellout out there that's willing to destroy their own race and participate in being racist towards their own race. They're always going to find that individual, which is not surprising to me. But I'd say at least the person is not a well-known individual. It's not like she's like a big name person where everybody knows this name, it's a household name. That would be like my only positive that I see in it. And that's what, you know, all these videos that I made not too long ago speaking negatively about Jackie Chan is exactly what I'm boiling down to, is that he participated in allowing this mass media, such as in these rush hour movies, to put down his own race. He allowed them to do that under his name. So Jackie Chan is a big name, everybody knows who he is, and here you have this big name person allowing, you know, Chris Tucker and the director and these people in power to put down his own race in a movie, in a commercialized movie, production that's gonna be distributed to millions of people. And I see that there's a huge problem, and that's why I looked so negatively upon Jackie Chan for doing that. You know, it takes a real individual to stand against that, and that's something that Bruce would stand against with racism, and he wouldn't allow himself to participate in movies where they would speak negatively about his race and his culture. You know, and these people that turn against their own race and turn against their own culture, and they promote this sort of racism, it's extremely disappointing, and it just makes the struggle so much harder. You know what I'm saying? Say back in the time of Martin Luther King Jr., say you got you know, these blacks fighting for equal rights, and then they got to fight against all the whites, and then imagine if they had to fight against their own people as well. That just makes it so much harder. And they did, you know, because Malcolm X would call them the house Negroes, basically the puppets for the Nazis. The black puppets for the Nazis would be used to fight the field Negroes, which were the individuals trying to fight for equality. And, you know, it's just sad, you know, because you got these Nazi Klan members. Not only are there white racists out there, but there are black racists. There are black people that hate other races. And then there's other, you know, like Hispanic or whatever race that would hate other races. So they recruit minorities to be on their team, to continually suppress and oppress minorities. You know, and it's a very sad thing. It's an extremely sad thing, and basically seeing this in all over our media and our culture, and it's not getting better. And all I could do is just express the pain that I feel from being exposed to this, and the reality of this. And I always say, if you don't like something, don't click on it. And I'm the one who clicked on it, and then basically it caused the pain because I clicked on it. But at the same time, I feel that it's necessary for me to do this and basically share this so then people can see the reality of what's going on out there. I could lock myself in a cave and not see anything that's going on and act like everything's peaches and cream. But it's not, because even if I don't click on the video, I go out there and then I deal with racism all the time when I'm out there in the streets. People say stuff to me all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's there. I gotta face up to it and see that it's there and basically figure out how I'm gonna deal with this. How am I gonna deal with it, and what am I gonna do to try to make things better? And that's why I'm making these videos, is to try to educate people that this stuff is not right, and to get people to kind of open their eyes and just like realize that, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's this is not a small thing. To me, this is very big. This is something that we have to take very seriously, because it really damages an individual's development and their inner confidence and just their way of life. Basically, this type of behavior is leading people towards suicide, is leading people towards violence, is leading people towards self-hatred, it's leading people towards, like mental illness. It's leading people towards destruction. This is something that is it's not a small issue. This is a huge issue. This is something very serious that needs to be addressed. This is not something that is not a big deal. This is an extremely big deal. And all the training that I've done through my whole life, is kind of geared towards being prepared for this and being confident and capable and able to fight this, in whichever way that I can. May it be verbally or through my writings, through my art, through my music, through my poetry, or through my physical expression. This is something that is worth fighting for, and it's worth dying for. Basically, this cause, like what Martin Luther King Jr. did, it was worth dying for. And really, I view it that way too. You know what I'm saying? My whole life's work could be geared towards educating people about racism and basically helping to the best of my ability to try to cure people from racism and just basically promote peace and harmony and love and compassion. And that's my life's work right there. And I have great passion for that, and that's what I do. That's why I do what I do. And experiencing severe racism in my former employment and getting wrongfully terminated and then being pushed out of there led me to what I'm doing now, and led me to FMK, and it led me to becoming a Sifu and helping people throughout life. And maybe that's why I'm here. Like maybe like my life's work is meant to try to bring people together and try to help people like have less hatred for one another, and learn to appreciate each other's cultures. You know, I mean, maybe that's what I'm here for. You know, and it's not just about the martial arts. It's about bringing people, human beings together, and achieving understanding, having great respect for one another. You know, so I hope that after this video that I make, that I could get this out of my mind and just move on. But it's been bothering me all day, and I need to get this out. And hopefully when people watch this video, they will see that, you know, I'm being honest and real and sincere about the pain that this type of behavior brings. Not just to me, but just, there's a lot of people out there that feel a lot of pain when it comes to racism and things like that. And that's something that we really have to be aware of, conscious of, and just be just work towards trying to respect other people more. I mean, because when you're attacking somebody that didn't do anything to anybody, they're just themselves, there's something completely wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But when you're attacking somebody because of their behavior, that's something else. You know what I'm saying? Like people, say they like to kill dogs for fun, or they like to kill cats for fun. I mean, those people could be attacked, like verbally or whatever, because they are doing something that should not be, that is something that we should not accept. You know what I'm saying? But when you're just attacking people just because they're not even doing anything, I mean, they're just themselves, there's something clearly wrong with that, and that's something that we need to stop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, is that all this stuff needs to stop. We need to stop doing all this stuff. And it's not just racism, but there's a lot of stuff out there, you know, that hurt a lot of people. You know what I mean? There's like gay people out there that commit suicide because of all the discrimination they experience throughout life. You know, and that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Just because they like to do something else, something that other people might not like to do, and they're not even hurting anybody. I mean, why are they, you know what I'm saying, why are they being treated this way? So it's just a very disappointing thing, and I just hope that this video could, in a way, reach out to people, just to let people feel the pain that I feel, and hopefully they will not participate in this type of behavior.